They said that a lot of our favorite celebs knew about Diddy's freak-offs. We never thought that we'd see the day when Rihanna's name would come up. But according to Jaguar Wright, Rihanna was allegedly right there all along, and she allegedly knew all about it. And get this, Jaguar claimed that not only all their freaky tapes of Rihanna and Jay-Z at these fray-offs, but Jay-Z allegedly set Chris Brown up when he was about to reveal that he saw, including one that he walked in on at the home of a very popular Hollywood exec. Y'all, this situation is cool crazy, because Jaguar is out here claiming that they were spreading herpes around like a party pack. Y'all, she had a whole lot of crazy information to share. And of course, Jaguar didn't hold back. Now, one thing for sure on. Two things for certain, Miss Jaguar Wright is never going to stop going in on Diddy and Jay-Z. And let me tell you, she might have just stepped her game up this time, because she's claiming to have some seriously damaging dirt on Jay-Z, Rihanna, and Diddy. We're talking free footage, as she's threatening to drop it all. Y'all, Jaguar is never letting up on Jesus' neck, but this might just be the wildest thing we've heard from her in ages now. To give her some credit, she's not just coming out the woodworks with this information. The whole situation started because Chris Brown decided to open up about the messy events of 2009, where he put hands on Rihanna. Chris came out to claim that he was set up by Jay-Z and Rihanna to protect her naturally. A lot of people weren't buying it, thinking that he was just trying to save some boss since he's always taking a lot of hate for it. Well, Jaguar wasn't about to let Chris get dragged into the drama without stepping in, especially since she had so much dirt on Jay-Z, so she finally came forward with some pretty solid evidence against him. And things got pretty messy real fast. Jaguar has been spilling this kind of teeth for ages, and she's been right almost every single time, plus no one has come for her with slander lawsuits. So you know, she must be speaking facts now. Let's dive into what Chris had to say. Chris Brown finally broke his silence. After 15 years of dealing with all the narratives surrounding his life, he stepped up to set the record straight about the chaotic events of 2009 with Rihanna and the alleged role Jay-Z played in his career struggles. Well, back in 2009, everybody was shook by the disturbing incident between Chris and Rihanna the night before the Grammy Awards. Their heated argument in a car escalated into a physical altercation, leaving Rihanna with visible bruises and Chris facing some serious legal trouble. He was arrested, and ended up on probation and in counseling as a part of his sentence. But he managed to avoid prison time after everything went down. Chris seemed to accept the blame at first, going along with what Rihanna and her team said would happen. And he never tried to defend himself or set the record straight. They claimed the fight started when Rihanna found out Chris was cheating, leading to a violent argument where she supposedly hit him first, and he reacted. But after all this time, Chris decided to share his side of the story because he got sick and tired of being seen as the bad guy, and wanted to explain what really happened that night and what followed. And Chris is ready to change the narrative, claiming that there is a lot more to this story than we know. And according to him, Jay-Z wasn't just a bystander. He played a shady role in bringing Chris down and even profiting from the mess. In an interview, Rihanna said, "I caught him in a lie and he wouldn't tell the truth, and I wouldn't drop it. I couldn't take that. He kept lying to me, and he couldn't take that. I wouldn't drop it. It escalated in him being towards me, and it was ugly. I was battered. I was bleeding. I was swollen in my face." She also admitted that the relationship was a super toxic relationship, saying, "The more in love we became, the more dangerous we became for each other, equally dangerous, because it was a bit of an obsession for the longest time." Chris also went along with this version of events, claiming that he had lost his mind when Rihanna caught him. But as time went on, Chris started to push back and trying to change the story about him. He dropped hints that there was more to the situation than people realized. A good example of this was when he collaborated with Chloe Bailey on the song "How Does It Feel?" When the news of their project came out, Chloe faced a lot of criticism and backlash from fans who called her out for working with Chris because of his past history of violence. This made Chris so upset that he went on a rant saying, "If y'all still hate me for a mistake I made as a 17-year-old, please kiss my whole entire ass. I'm at the 33. I'm so tired of y'all running with this narrative. You weird people are the same ones that tune in every week to see Blueface and Cran beat the F out each other in front of the world. But that's okay, it's entertainment, all y'all can suck my D." Disrespectfully, he continued, "Where are all the cancel culture with these white artists that dates young women but beat the F out their wives, giving women AIDS? Oh, that's right, they're your buddies. No more fake love for me. Stay out my way or get ran over. Simple as that. None of you. And I mean, none of you guys can left with me." Well, Chris didn't hold back when it came to throwing some serious shade at someone in the industry who has a history with younger women. And yes, you guessed it, he was coming for Jay-Z. This is interesting, though, because Jay-Z is 12 years older than Beyonce. He claims that they started dating when she was 18 or 19. But if we do the math, things started to look a little bit off on 2007. An interview with Charlie R. Jay-Z mentioned meeting Beyonce 10 years ago, which would put their first meeting in 1997. But if you do the math, then Beyonce would have just been 16 at the time. Depending on the exact date, she might have even been 15, when Ye's was almost 30. However, there's more to the story. Rumors have been circulating for years about Jay-Z's alleged involvement with Foxy Brown when she was just 15, while he was in his 20s. So when Chris decided to talk about men with preferences for younger women, all fingers naturally pointed towards Ye's. Now we're diving even deeper into the scandal. Chris did not hold back, suggesting that these individuals were recklessly passing around STDs as if they were party favors. According to Chris, Jay-Z allegedly had a brief relationship with Rihanna while she was still with Chris, and shocking as that is, Jaguar Wright had some shocking things to say, claiming that Jay-Z allegedly gave Rihanna herpes, and who allegedly in turn infected Chris. She claimed that Chris found this out on the night of their infamous altercation, the cheating, the herpes, everything, and she claimed that that was the breaking point for Chris. This revelation adds a whole new layer to the situation, especially considering the long-standing rumors about Rihanna's relationship. Because back in the late 2000s and early 2010s, rumors were everywhere about something brewing between Rihanna and Jay-Z. But Rihanna consistently shot that down, insisting their connection was purely musical, nothing more. But her publicists at the time even took responsibility for spreading fake news, claiming that he did it as a way to push Rihanna's career. He said, "The PR stunt that I did was out of desperation to help break Pond to replay. He wrote it was reckless, and I didn't think it was going to work. I was just throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what would stick. I didn't think it would be this big story. But now knowing that people are profiting from speculations and opinions about her really turns my stomach. I'm ashamed that I'm even talking about this. I just want to put this rumor to rest once and for all." However, this same publicist recently came out to reveal that the feds once interrogated him about Jay-Z's relationship with Diddy, with the feds revealing that they were allegedly investigating Jay-Z for allegedly pimping out girls to Diddy. And from the description, it kind of sounds like he was passing girls out to Diddy for his freak-offs. Considering how close Diddy was with Jay-Z, I guess we shouldn't be so surprised. Well, the publicist then said they mentioned that they had been keeping a close watch on Jay since he stabbed Lance and Rara, and he was also being implicated in an incident with R. Kelly during their joint tour promoting Jay-Z and R. Kelly's joint album. The officers clarified that they were investigating Jay-Z for allegedly engaging in intimate activity with young Rihanna and transporting her across international borders. They said she wasn't the only one, and there were many others. He added, "No one benefits from Mech's ambition." He says the interrogation was a brutal reality check. However, looking back now, there are some serious red flags, as Jay-Z was once very close to R. Kelly, and they have 2 collaborative albums. They have like 30 songs together, and they have toured together. As we all know, Jay-Z has also been extremely close to Diddy for several decades. So it's not very hard to come to some of these conclusions that Trap Lore Ross and Jaguar Wright have come to with Jay-Z. So it's looking like Jay's friendship with Diddy wasn't the only red flag that the feds had. Like they say, birds of feather flock together. And in this case, Jay-Z was flocking hard with some questionable characters who love to hurt women. Okay, so back to Chris Brown's situation. Chris Brown claims that Jay-Z actually pressured him into going along with the narrative they cooked up. The one